Good morning. This is the Popper Scan video for buy, sell, short for Monday, January 16th. First off, we've got TRID, the stock that kicked the crap out of us on the first day of the new year. And as you can see, since its bankruptcy filing, the stock is, of course, up 200%. That's just how the markets roll. Possible move to the 50-day moving average at 21 cents. If you've noticed the last couple of days, bankrupt or close to bankrupt stocks have just been on a monster tear, i.e. FTWR, which was on the Pop Scan on Thursday night, up 100% from the 25-cent buy trigger. So just some crazy moves in these stocks. And, it may continue on TRID this week to 21 cents. If you're still holding, if I got to 20 cents and I was buying or still holding from 20 to 23 cents, I would be singing to the bank. And that's all I got to say on this stock that really annoyed me. MVIS, big bounce back intraday on Friday. I mean, check this candle out. They got this as low as 31 cents and a high of 40 cents and then closed right smack dab in the middle. Penny stocks really woke up on Friday. We're starting to see traders move down the ladder, which is very, very encouraging. But 45 cents is the breakout here. I would not touch this stock till 45 cents, plain and simple, or if it got a huge volume spike on some sort of news. And that is the only way I would play it. And if I jumped in on a 45-cent break, my stops would be 41, 42, and that is about as tight as it can get. GSAT, Globalstar satellite player, it's been consolidating really, really tightly over the last few days. I tried to get a breakout on a volume pop on Friday, but it got stalled at that 62.5-cent area. I would probably wait for a 64 break to even consider an entry here. And if I jumped in on a 64 break, I would probably be looking to put my stop 60, 61 cents. The target, of course, would be a move back up to that October high up there at 74 cents with possibilities for a move to the 200-day moving average. BIOF actually held up really, really well on Friday. We got our nice little gap on both this and PEIX, which we grabbed on Thursday. BIOF was actually the stronger of the two, which is pretty rare. Even when PEIX retraced, this stock actually held its strength, only giving it up going into the close. Breakout would be 70 cents, and of course I'd be watching the action that happens on PEIX. If PEIX was to break through that 125 area, and this stock was still trading under 70 cents, I would definitely look to get in for a scalp position. Stop 67 cents. Target would be 80 and 84 cents, the recent highs that we saw here. BWEN, which we've been sitting in for a couple of days. Very nice move. Had that big pop on Thursday, gave it back into the close, but held up really well on Friday. So let's see if we can get a 75-cent break. Now, the breakout I put on the Pop Scan here is 78 cents. A breakthrough 78 cents, and I would be looking for a move up here to that recent 91-cent area, which also is just below the 200-day moving average, which is finally coming into view here. Also, if you check out the chart, we are still looking at a positive MACD cross. This is very likely Tuesday, more likely Wednesday, and also stochastics breaking up through the 50 level. So the chart looks really, really good on this stock, and I think this next big up move could take BWEN over the $1 level. Got to make a quick mention on ENER, just a phenomenal run. A couple of you guys are still riding this from 22 cents. Congratulations, just an insane move. And this right here is so typical of what you can see in small caps in January, which is why we're playing a lot of these little turdy plays, and it's usually the turd ones that go the biggest like this. As for a possible target, I wouldn't be touching this one, but if you're still riding it right now, if we take a look at a one-year chart, you can see resistance is 110, a break through the 110 level, and you could be looking at 125 and 136 to 138. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to follow through on this one. And actually, the big move we saw in ENER has really woken up the penny stock plays. The stock's trading under 75 cents and actually under 50 cents and lower. So we should see nice momentum in those stocks this week. SYNM was on the pop scan a couple of days ago. 110 would be the next breakout here, and 122 to 129 possible target. If you were to enter a 110 entry, I'd probably be placing my stops 106, 107. CPST can be a tough little stock to trade sometimes. Actually, let me pull that chart up. But the alternative energy stocks have been very, very strong. Target here, 123 to 129. Very strong support at the 50-day moving average at 110. PEIX, which I already mentioned with BIOF, 125. Actually, you know what? If you're waiting for a new entry, we're still riding a position from Thursday on this one. Holding up very, very well. I believe we're going to see follow through on this one, and a break through that 200-day moving average right now at 134 could really see a big move on this one up to that 160, 185 range. So there is 30 to 40% potential upside on a breakout on this stock, with downside to $1.10. $1.09 is where I would place my stops on that entry that we did on Thursday between 113 and 115. So very good upside on this one. This one breaks out. All eyes on BIOF as well. DRL, which was a really big mover over the last month. It was on the pop scan numerous days. Breakout is 126. First target, 200-day moving average, 129. Stops on an entry at 126. I would place them probably 120, 121. HIMX. What a fantastic mover this has been. Look at this. We jumped in here, 30% move over the last week. Pretty strong resistance here at 131 to 135, but this one's slowly moving ever higher each and every day. It's due for a pullback, but if you're still riding a partial position, make sure it's only a quarter to 10%. I would place my stops probably 124 on that position that I still have here. LXRX, biotech stock, really big move on this one. Reason I bring it up, it had another close 2 days above the 200-day moving average. It's held up. Typically, you could see a blow-off top move going into the third day. 1 year view here, you can see it had a big move through that 144 resistance, a break through $1.50. Could see a move up to that 160, 170 area. Tough to really enter this one right now, but it's to give you an example of, I mentioned on Friday with stocks closing above the 50-day moving average. Same thing goes through for the 200-day moving average here. And also, it's more of a thing to show you that charts that just don't look that great, all of a sudden in this market go boom. So even though a stock might be sleeping, it is January, and in January stocks tend to do what we've seen ENER and a lot of these other stocks do over the last couple of days. PNX was on the pop scan on Thursday. Next target is the 200-day moving average at 198 and then 212. If you're still riding this one, I would place my stops right now at your entry, so you're guaranteed a winner on this one. SMSI, nice continuation breakout on this one over the last couple of days. Got through that 160 level, closed just below the next 170, 173 break. Could take it back up to that September top up there at 186. OPWV is on watch tomorrow for a rule of two play. Again, sort of similar to what we saw on the LXRX chart. Second day closing above the 200-day moving average. A break through the $2 level. We're looking for the rule of two targets of 210 to 220. Stops on a break through $2. You'd be looking at Friday's low, which is $1.90. OREX Diet Play. Again, close right above the 200-day moving average again. 210, 220. Actually, 210, 220, 234. You can see other targets on this one. Stops on a break through the 210 level would be the 202 stops that we see right now. Sirius continues to slowly move higher. Next break on Sirius is 221. Target still remains 242 on this play. If you were to enter a 221 break, I would place my stops at 211, our last breakout entry that we mentioned on the video the other day. SSN, oil play. Nice consolidation over the last 2 days. 230 break, 247 target. Entry on a 230 break for me would be 224 to 226 zone. PZG, gold and silver play. Over the last 2 weeks, this stock has been trading between 240 and its 20-day exponential 10-cent range each and every day. Breakout 240 to 243. And then it's got the 50-day moving average up there at 246. So this little zone here, if you were to play it safe, 250 would be the breakout on this one. And then you'd be looking for a move to 260 to 280. So it all depends on your entry, but you know stops are pretty easy. As you can see, 20-day exponential 231 would be stops on this play. Gold plays are not my favorite kind of plays. They typically require a lot of volume to move and can easily give back their moves. SVNT biotech play has been on the pop scan for the last few days. As you can see, closed again above the 50-day moving average. A couple of black candles here. 260 break, and we would be looking for a move to 280 to $3. Stops on a 260 break for me would be 254 to 255. DVR got a lot of chatter on Friday. As you can see on the chart, 280 is the breakout. Recent high, nice little up move here. Target on the breakout here, 291 to $3 and 310 is what I'd be looking for. Stops on an entry at 280. I would probably end up going at Friday's close, which was the 270, 272 range. ALSK. This is on for a possible bottom play. I haven't even looked at what news it has, but as you can see, the stock's been decimated over the last 2 months. Possible bottoming action here, and we've been seeing just garbage turn around and go boom. 282, that is the recent high, is what I would trigger as my entry with stops at 275. Target on a break through 282 would be a move to 3, and then the 20-day moving average at 325 or thereabouts. RAM, interesting little stock. I mentioned this one as a watch and see how it reacts play on Friday. As a short setup, it was looking ready to break down, had not broken through that previous 345 resistance. Target was a move back down to the 20-day exponential at 230, or 260, I'm sorry. Got a nice little pump in a lot of different chat rooms on Friday. Was unable to break that 345 area. If it does break that on Tuesday, there's really no resistance until 4, and it could see a very big up move. There again, if it's unable to break the 345 level again, there is some serious downside risk, especially on a break of 3. A break through 3 on the downside would be a short trigger on this one. Not saying to play this one, but this is an excellent opportunity just to see how a potential short setup could go correctly or could go against you and end up triggering a long setup. So definitely one to keep an eye on over the next couple of days. UEC, uranium play, 353 is the breakout. As you can see, the recent high up there in October. 360, 386 are targets. This is a one-year chart just to give you a reason why we have those next targets. You can see 360, 386 recent highs, and then an obvious magnet of $4 being the target on these. A lot of times it's essentially just looking at what previous resistances were on a chart to determine where you're going to exit a stock. Wet Seal, clothing stock, breakout 350. You could be looking at a move up to that 380 level. This had a very big move on Friday. If I entered 350, I would look to place my stops at 337 to 340, more along the lines of 340. Quick mention CMLS, really low volume, low floaty type radio TV type stock. Breakout 388. Obvious magnet on a breakout through 388 is $4 and $4.10 plus. OPK got a lot of mention on Friday. really a slowy, rounded bottom type move. 520 is the breakout on this one, and if it last 2 days, volume has been increasing here. So what could be potentially happening is what happened back in October, where volume gradually increased and then really exploded to the upside. And that's when this stock went on a big 25% move. That may happen on a 520 break, and if it goes through 520, you're looking at least a move to 550 to 580 as your target. IRE, Bank of Ireland, big move on Friday. Too bad it was a Friday. We do not hold bank stocks into the close on Friday, but a move through 510 could give a very nice upside to that 550 plus area. If I entered a 510 breakout, my stops would be 497, is about as much rope as I was given. And again, this is as mentioned on Thursday. 2-day close above the 50-day moving average could portend a big up move on day 3. So even if you don't trade it, definitely one to keep an eye on. And last but not least, TRGT. A lot of chatter on this one on Friday, but the chart is set up nicely. Breakout would be a close, actually a breakthrough 6 on Tuesday. Could see some serious upside. There's really no resistance till the 688 level, but on a breakthrough, the 20-day exponential here, the obvious magnet on the chart would be a move to the 20-day, or not to the 20-day, to the 650 zone. You'll notice a lot of times, even though there's not an obvious area on the chart for a target or a stop, you go at the psychological levels, 20 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. Those tend to be magnets for stocks. If you err on the side of caution, the 20-day exponential 607 break would be your entry, and then that could see a really fast move on this stock. So definitely one to keep an eye on come Tuesday. That's it for the PopScan plays. Any questions, shoot me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com or .net. See you guys in the chat tomorrow. Goodbye.